Okay, this is Gamer Glow coming to you live via Ustream and on theairtv.com. You can check out our live shows, which we record during the time we actually do the show at On the Air TV and our Ustream channel. And I've got my morning cup of coffee here. And we're going live. Talk about a host of subjects today. Gun control, taxes, government waste, government intrusion into your lives, your favorite beer, whatever pops into our heads, and whatever we want to talk about this morning. Today's Sunday, April 7th, 2013, and it's 7:38 a.m. East Coast time here in the United States. I'm in Baltimore, and we're broadcasting live. So we'll talk about a little bit about gun control and the aftermath of all these recent string of mass shootings by people that shouldn't have had guns in the first place, or shouldn't even have had access to guns. Now, with most of these individuals, the signs were there, and the people who were in charge, parents, teachers, universities, doctors, psychiatrists, police departments, all the signals were there for something to happen, or might happen. And there was no follow-up done. And as a result, these individuals went and did a horrible thing. Now, where does the responsibility lie with them? This Sandy Hook, all these kids got shot. Colorado, in the movie theater, all these people got shot and killed. Where does the responsibility for inaction by people in charge not following up on these signs, not taking care of things? What about the parents of these people? Well, in the case of Sandy Hook, the mother is clearly a culprit and is responsible and paid for it with her own life. So is banning guns and making it harder for legitimate people who want to have guns, making it harder for them to get guns, tracking them, and getting their fingerprints, and all this, is it taking away, even though they're not really trying to take away your Second Amendment rights, they're making it harder for you to have your Second Amendment rights. Because now they know who you are. Now they have your fingerprint. Now they can track you. Suppose you've lost your gun and you don't know you lost your gun, and somebody picks it up and uses it. Now they're tracking you for a crime that you didn't do. Or, well, I don't know where my gun is. First of all, you should never, ever, whether they're tracking you or not, You should never lose control of a weapon of any kind. You shouldn't even lose control of your knives in your kitchen. So it's unbelievable. I once did a video called "The Rich Want Your Guns," and it's on your TV and on YouTube. And if you type in "The Rich Want Your Guns," it'll show up. It'll show up. I think the powers, people in power, and that doesn't necessarily mean the government, because in my opinion, I don't think the government is actually in control. They have the illusion that they're in control. But when you have lobbyists spending billions of dollars in campaign financing and campaign money, and senators and congressmen that are afraid to do something because they'll lose their funding and lose their money, who's really in control here? Do you and I have a high-paying lobbyist in Congress? Our vote doesn't mean as much to these individuals as the money, and of course the mass population of voters, unfortunately, don't understand what's really going on. The only information they get is from the news media, from campaigns, and the candidates. And, they don't always paint an accurate picture of what they represent. Here in Maryland, we have O'Malley, Governor O'Malley. He certainly didn't paint an accurate picture of what he represented. They're raising taxes on gas. I wonder if the state of Maryland, I live in the state of Maryland, so I'm using it as an example, but this could mean any state in our union. If they would go through their budget and clear out some waste, and I'm talking people in high positions in state government, like the head of the highway administration, making over $100,000 a year. Now, given his education and his credentials, he should make a decent living. We need to have good people in these positions that can do these jobs. But do we really have to pay them? Do we really have to pay them that much money? And can they really get a better job in the private sector? Seriously, can they get a better job in the private sector? Are we paying them so much that it's better for them to come to work for the government than work in the private sector? And think about this. Where are they going to go in the private sector and make what they're making now? Or make more? See, the government overpays. And then you got the grunt workers, the union workers for the local governments that get gypped. Oh, you got to give up this, you got to give up that. And then they cut back on departments like fire, police, human services. But they'll pay this guy, these heads of these departments, big bucks. And then talk about human services. Anybody can join in our chat anytime. Just say hi. If you're on the Air TV chat room, just type something in. Talk about human services. Is the criteria for getting food stamps, independent cards, whatever, WIC program, is the criteria for these programs, should we have stricter controls on who can get these programs? We're giving away billions of dollars in these programs, and can some of these people actually get by without it? If you're working, earning $20,000 a year, and you can't get into these programs for just a single person, you're forced to eat what you can afford to buy and try to keep a roof over your head. So maybe you're not eating as good as you should, but the government's not there to help you with, let's say, WIC, to get maybe some fresh vegetables and fruits that you should be eating, but you can't afford it. Should these people be included? They're not. So if these people are not eating right, they're not going to be in good health. So does this contribute to the health care problem because folks aren't eating right? Are folks not educated how to eat right? Should we be maybe spending some money to put people in grocery stores and spend more emphasis on nutrition and food and eating properly? Should grocery stores be putting nutritionists in their stores to help the customers, and having more nutrition classes and things for folks that want to try to eat right and eat healthy? Our friends out in Lancaster, California, in the Great Antelope Valley, they have the Whole Wheatery, where our friends Jim and Marva Greenleaf do a live broadcast here on Ustream and on the Air TV to help our friends eat right, eat healthy, keep your diabetes under control, and that's every Thursday here on the Air TV. You can tune in and check out Jim and Marva Greenleaf, and they do a nice live show with very pertinent information and some local stuff from Antelope Valley and Lancaster and the good people out there. But overall, even if you don't live in Antelope Valley, the show itself has relevant information for your health and for your well-being. It's called the Young Love After 50 show, and it's like I say, it's here at Ustream and on the Air TV, and you can join in and check out what they do every Thursday and around 12:30, and see what's going on with Jim and Marva live from the Whole Wheatery. And they also do some remote pre-recorded stuff that they put in their show. So but let's get back to our topic on whatever the field is today with the government and everything. Let's see what's cooking with all these people. By the way, I'm doing this show and there's actually nobody watching but me. But that's okay. We're recording, so it's good. where's all this money and then let's look at other monies that are being spent by our government, billions of dollars going overseas to help other governments, Egypt, Syria. Why do we have to be the ones to do all this? You know, now we have a stake in some of this. You know, what goes on over there directly or indirectly affects us one way or another. But not to the degree it affects the people in Europe and Russia and China, because it's all over there. Why aren't these governments doing what's right? Now, we've got North Korea and the boy wonder who's in charge over there. This is an educated man, this guy who's in charge of North Korea. Educated in Europe. He's went to a good college. He's not an uneducated peasant that took over the country. He knows things. Why is this man so hell bent on sending a nuclear device to America or an American installation or whoever he wants to blow up? And why a nuclear device? You know, even the United States, when they used a nuclear device, it was pretty much a last resort. You know, we were in a world war. If the war continued, more people would have died than if we actually died from using the two bombs we set off. So, in the long run, even though these people died, their death actually saved the life of other people. So I wouldn't say that the people who died at the blast at Hiroshima and Nagasaki died in vain. Their deaths saved the lives of other people, their own people, and our people. And it must have been a big decision that the president had to make at the time to do that. And he didn't come to it lightly. And of course, after the bombs went off, we saw what they did. We saw the devastation. We saw how people suffered. The lesson we learned was we don't want to do that. That's the last thing we want to do. And really, I don't think there's any country that has nuclear weapons really want to use them as a tool of aggression. So now you got Russia and China, who were allies to North Korea, now rethinking their position, saying, whoa, the world economy here, our economy is growing. We're becoming a prosperous part of the global economy. And this dipstick up here in North Korea might interfere with that, with our people. So they're urging the leader of North Korea to rethink his strategy. Seriously, if he would just get rid of his nuclear program and work with the other nations, his country could be just as prosperous as South Korea. I don't know why. You know, it all stems on these stances that politicians and leaders take on ideas. Here in the United States, the Republicans and Democrats stand by their ideas, while people don't have a pot to piss in. But they got their principles. I'm just randomly going off here. So, I mean, it's nothing's, if nothing makes sense to you, too bad. It's just all thoughts going through my head and coming out my mouth at the same time. It's my morning coffee. So, anyway, this is what's cooking in my topic today. Thoughts going through my head. I may be wrong. I may be right. These are just thoughts that, kind of find answers, look for the truth. And you can do this on your own. The internet's pretty big, and search engines can guide you to all kinds of truth and information. And it's easier to find truth and information. So far the internet's not censored yet. It will be. Governments will eventually get in there and censor the internet. If you put something in there that's not according to the government's way of thinking. People like Alex Jones that do their show. I think Alex Jones makes valid points here and there, but I think he embellishes a little bit to keep his audience base. So, and that's about it. That's about all I have to say today. We have actually no audience on the live version of the show. So, we're going to close down the show for today, Sunday. And if you're watching the rerun on YouTube or on the Air TV, let me know what you think of some of what I said in my topics and my rambling. I think I got to get a hold of Chris Jones, and we got to do another random thought podcast. That would be kind of fun. Chris and I always enjoy doing those podcasts. Okay, this is Gamer Glow from OnTheAirTV.com, coming to you through Ustream and On the Air TV. Wishing you a very great Sunday and a great week. Have a great day, folks.